Good, good, good.
Man,
If it would stop raining
oh my
and
goodness.
actually the sun shine for more than an hour and a half,
I
it'd
do
be awesome.
I do feel like we're in a rainforest for some reason,
It's been
but
unbelievable.
it has been one of those seasons.
You don't
So
see crops in the field. You don't see what gardens
I
out. I
know
mean,
it
this
is
is
super wet.
unbelievable.
Like we're trying to do some landscaping,
Yeah,
but it's so wet just to move dirt. But anyway, that is what it is. I guess it happens sometimes,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you're probably wondering, what has John poured today?
Looks
And
like my supper.
maybe.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty confident you're not going to guess the theme, but that's
Okay.
okay.
All right.
I wasn't trying to get you to guess the theme. We'll
Okay.
reveal that here in a moment. But I've
All right.
poured all of these are, we'll say, have something in common.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Um, but aside from that, you grab the first one. We got 4 different pours.
Hmm.
And
It's
you
a
may
sweet
have had
cornish.
some of these. Yeah, there's a lot of sweet corn on this nose.
That's a good. Yeah.
A lot of ethanol on this one too.
There is. I mean, it gets you in your
I
eyes.
might have poured them in the wrong order, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. But yeah, sweet corn, some ethanol, but that's about all I'm getting.
That's about all I'm getting out there. I'm trying to dig something else, but I'm not digging it out.
All right, I'm
Let's see
going
what.
in. Definitely proof it.
There's some heat on that one,
Mm,
and it follows you. It goes all the way down,
yeah.
and there's almost like a medicinal taste to it as it lingers around.
Yeah, the corn is there. There is like medicinal for me, almost in a. This is gonna sound terrible, but like the non-flavored Listerine, the
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It kind of gives you that burn in your mouth. I know these maybe don't sound like pleasant things, but I kind of like it.
And almost like and I'm not a coffee drinker, but almost like a coffee-ish or a burnt
Yeah,
coffee.
I can get that.
The more it just kind of lingers around,
Yeah.
um, that's interesting. Um,
All right. Any other thoughts before we go to the next one?
there's just not a lot there.
Um, yeah, I would agree.
So I'm
I
yeah.
would agree. All right, number 2 in our blind. And again, I know what these are. Jamie has no clue what they
I
are.
have no clue. Now that is different.
I almost get like floral.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, if you're comparing these first two,
Do you know what marzipan is? Like that almond
oh
doughy.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
almost like a hint of that for me on there too. Which sometimes that has a
Yeah.
cherry-ish.
I was gonna say the cherry-ish comes out in the back end for me on the nose.
Not overly sweet.
No.
It's more, yeah, it's more like almondy, cherry,
Hmm.
a little bit of floral for me. I'm getting that cherry.
I'm getting yeah. That's that to me. That's the most pronounced
Yeah,
flavor note I'm
but
getting.
it's not like tart cherry.
Mm.
It's more sort of subtle, muted in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah. It's not that hard black cherry or
Hmm.
dark cherry. It is. It's subtle. Um, sounds weird, but I get almost like a kitcheny taste, like you're cooking a little bit,
Okay.
and you've kind of cooked down the cherries.
Oh,
Uh,
so like you're getting ready to make a cherry
yeah,
pie,
yeah,
and
cherry
you're doing
pie.
like you got the cherries simmering in a saucepan, and you're
Yeah,
making a cherry reduction
hmm
or whatever.
yeah. That's kind of where I'm at with
Yeah,
this.
but I like the baking or the in the kitchen comment too, because there's almost like you can get like a little pie crust
Mm,
notes there too.
Yeah,
like baked pie crust.
baked pie crust, and almost the baked pie crust that the cherry is sitting in.
Yeah.
And you take that first
Soaked
bite.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like that's proofier than I remember, but I'm not complaining because I probably bought it because of the proof.
You're a sucker for proof in bottles, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm getting less of a sucker for the bottle, but yeah, I have a few things up there you could probably see maybe in the background that I got them for the bottle, but they're just decoration now.
Now, see, this one, I get more of almost a soft caramel on the nose of this.
Yeah, and there's definitely not a fruitiness to this one. It's like a sugar cookie and caramel.
It has a much softer nose to it.
I mean, even though we're describing it as caramel and sugar cookie, I don't feel like it smells super sweet.
No,
either,
no, I agree.
Which seems contradictory. I get sugar cookie on that.
Yeah.
I get the caramel on that.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like for me, it's like a like when you suck on a. I don't know if you all know what a Werther's original is, but kind of just when you not crunch it up, but just suck on it.
Yeah.
And kind of
so it mellow out.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, the caramel's coming through even more.
Even more.
Yeah.
It's not quite as proofy as the first two.
Definitely not. That's a sipper.
It's a sipper.
That's a sipper.
It's definitely a sipper.
Guess I was a little healthy with some of these pours.
Now this is going to be interesting. My first note on the nose is a Macintosh apple, and to me they're a softer apple. They're don't have that hard crisp or that tart to it. But that was the first.
I get that.
But the nose itself is softer all the way around.
It is like recently we did. You brought over some of the flavored Crown Royals, and one of them that was in the mix was the Crown Royal apple, which has a very strong Jolly Rancher smell.
Yeah.
But I would say this is, now that you said the Macintosh, it's not quite as apple-y as the Crown Royal, but you can tell it's there.
It's like you're walking through an apple orchard.
Yeah.
Where you haven't really taken that big bite into it, or they haven't you haven't got.
Or there's a couple of apples that are smashed to the ground, and then some of that aroma. I don't know. It's very smooth.
It's very smooth. Very smooth.
There's a lot going on with this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to pull some stuff.
I almost get a little bit of oatmeal. I know that seems weird.
Yeah.
It's almost like your apple, like when I was a kid, we used to get those Quaker Oats little flavor packets for oatmeal. And there was one, I think it was apple cinnamon oatmeal.
Apple cinnamon
maybe.
oatmeal, yeah.
It's almost kind of like that for me.
Now I get a little bit of oak on the back end, a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah, it does have that oatmealish, almost texture to it a little bit too.
Yeah, it's the way it feels in your mouth.
Yeah.
Sorry, my wife loves when I say mouthfeel, but
yeah.
It feels the most viscous, I think.
It does, and you can even tell looking at the glass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's viscous, and that's a good drink.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if you could go wrong with any of these. To be honest with you,
was there one that was a favorite more than another, or least favorite than another?
I wouldn't say I had really a least favorite.
They're all very different drinks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and the first two felt more proofy.
Yeah,
but
I probably poured them in the wrong order. But anyway,
and I would. So to me, if I was gonna look at these first two are more of a fall winterish drink, where these two are more spring and summer.
Yeah,
I'm sitting around a campfire sipping on all of them though. I mean,
absolutely.
There's nothing that I do like the fruitiness of the apple, and I think it was on this one.
Yeah, that was the
Macintosh.
Yeah.
So, but all very solid drinks.
Any guesses on a theme here? You should think like something. It's not going to be necessarily something that seems common as a theme.
It's not going to be common as a theme.
No.
Are they all local?
No, they're not.
Not all Indiana.
Sort of, but not in Indiana.
Not in Indiana.
So I just gave you another tip.
Yeah.
You would just let the cat out of the bag.
Are they Michigan?
No, they're South Carolina whiskeys.
Really?
Yeah. So here we'll reveal them. So this is number one. And I think you've had at one point in time,
yes,
maybe some or all of these. I don't know how we're doing there in our frame.
Jimmy Red.
Yeah. So yeah,
Anita's Choice.
So we, my wife and I have a place down in Edisto, Ireland. If you ever want to come stay, we're kind of hidden behind the bottle, so bear with us. These are all pretty tall bottles.
These are pretty big bottles.
But there is actually some pretty good whiskey in South Carolina. So the first one we have is called, this is from Rotten Little Bastard Distillery. It's in Beaufort, South Carolina. This is what they call their single barrel Coosa cut straight bourbon whiskey. And it is 124.6
proof.
So it's a little proofy.
Yeah. My favorite part, it's stamped not for resale.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, this is my second or third bottle, and I picked them up straight from the distillery, and that's the way they mark their single.
Really?
I don't know. It's weird.
That is interesting.
But again, Beaufort, South Carolina, I don't know where else you can find it. I've only seen it there at the distillery.
I've not seen any of these anywhere up here.
But it is a pretty lovely drink. And then the next one, this is called, this is from Charleston Distilling Company. And this is Vesey's straight bourbon whiskey. This is an example of me being a sucker for the bottle.
But it's good stuff.
But fortunately, it's pretty good. And we've had the rye. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next is, I would say this one's probably the most known of these four.
Yeah.
But this is from Highwire Distilling Company in Charleston. And this is Jimmy Red straight bourbon whiskey. So Jimmy Red is the variety of corn that they use in this one. And that one's 95 proof.
You can tell. It's proof down a little bit.
I don't think this one was high proof though.
94. No,
94.
It's not. It just drinks.
It drank hotter though.
Yeah.
The first one definitely was. And then this last one is called Anita's Choice. And this is a 6-grain bourbon whiskey. And I can't remember the grains. It might say somewhere. I didn't bring my reading glasses. Nor do I know what the proof is on that one. But I don't think that was super crazy high proof. I think the proof was listed right over there.
97 proof.
And this is from Burnt Church Distillery in Bluffton, South Carolina. So, I think there's an adage that may not be true, is that, and the adage is that the best bourbon is made in Kentucky. And I'm not saying these are the best.
Yeah.
But really good bourbon is being made in a lot of other places. And these are 4 different distilleries that are operating out of the South Carolina area. So
Now, Are they in the ballpark of each other? Are they close? Are they
Geographically?
Yeah.
So I would say these two, Jimmy Red and the Veseys are, so Charleston Distilling Company and Highwire, they're in Charleston.
Okay.
Beaufort is probably about, let's call it an hour and a half from Charleston south.
Okay.
And then Bluffton is probably an hour and 45 from Charleston, again, south. This is probably closer to actually, both of these are probably closer to Savannah than they are to Charleston.
Okay.
But Savannah is only 2.5 hours from Charleston, but they're all in the low country. And, there's something unique about the weather patterns there with the, the summer heat and humidity.
Yeah.
I don't know that any of these has an age statement. I'm not really going to look for it right now, but talking to, I think I talked to the distiller at the Little Rotten Bastard, and they don't age them as long because they've got that heat and humidity.
Oh, it ages super heat. Yeah, super ages them.
I mean, it's not quite like Texas whiskey, but it's something like that, So,
yeah, you've been to this because this is where you buy this at the distillery. Have you been to the other distilleries at all?
I've been to the Highwire Distillery. I didn't do tours, but there were small craft little places. They're not huge. I mean, like you and I visited the Haberdasher. I would say they're maybe 3 to 4 times the size of Haberdasher, which Haberdasher is small.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a bigger still in operation, but they're not huge by any stretch of the imagination. But anyway, South Carolina whiskey, South Carolina bourbons, I guess, to be more specific.
And these are all readily available in South Carolina.
Yeah, I think so. This one's my wild card. I haven't seen this one out in the wild. I haven't hunted for it a lot. But the other three, I see them pretty regularly at the places I go.
Now, they have a pretty steep price tag? Are they reasonable?
No, they're no, not at all. I mean, let's call them all in the 40 to 60-ish range.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, good little whiskeys.
Yeah, for localized. I mean, this single barrel.
Single barrel.
I mean, that's a good price for that kind of stuff. So this is all good stuff. This one drank much hotter. I would not have guessed that was only 94 proof. I do really like this.
That Jimmy Red is so good.
It is so good.
I'm almost out. Good news is we'll be going down there here soon, but that's a good one to keep on hand. So actually, I brought. Did I ever bring one back?
No.
Well, I guess no. I got to bring one back. And this Anita's Choice. I've bought this a few times when I've been down there, but
it has such a cool stopper on it.
I know, the glass stopper. You don't see that.
You do not see that much.
Yeah.
So
that's
a great blind.
All right. So anyway, we got more exciting stuff coming. I mean, we just finished our recent field trip to Haberdasher. I'll put a link there to where you can see where we got to sit down with Brooks Bemis.
Head distiller.
Such a good host.
Oh, he was outstanding. I mean, shout out, Brooks. I mean, you were a gracious host, and we appreciate it. We look forward to our next trip there.
Yeah, absolutely. And other trips as well coming up. So keep tuning in, keep leaving comments, keep liking and subscribing and sharing it with your friends and family. We definitely appreciate it. So
thank you, guys.
All right, thanks.